freeway if I can. Now I just missed this left-hand turn signal. I've learned that if you sit here and wait for the left-hand turn signal, it's a pretty long rotation, particularly if somebody over on the left side there is making a left-hand turn by that Chase Bank, if you can see that to the left. If cars come there, it makes that cycle a lot longer. Cars are approaching now. I can't tell if anyone's there. We'll see when we turn around. So I usually come right here, make a quick little U-turn, bypass waiting for that left because it takes a while. This light is still green, just turned yellow. There's that white little vehicle, van, and that other van, and they were turning left. So it was gonna make that whole cycle a little longer. So I usually like to bypass that and not get stuck waiting. It takes another 30 seconds or so off my drive time, but more than the 30 seconds, it's gonna mess up my whole rotation now. If I would have waited, I'm probably not gonna hit this light, and it's gonna end up putting me back and back. Possibly keep putting me back. So as you find little ways to get around traffic safely, legally, and not wait. I don't want to be sitting at a light. Street there. This guy's making a pretty aggressive left turn, left lane change. I've got enough of a gap here where there's room for him. I've talked about that in other episodes where, you know, you leave a little bit of a gap, you're following distance, people are going to get over. He's maintaining a good pace of speed though. He's getting back over. Oh, there's a cop in front of us too. And he wants to get probably over in the right lane so he can get on the freeway. There's an on-ramp up here to the right, and sure enough, that gray car is moving over and going to turn right. There's a sheriff here in front of us. Excuse me. So back to my point about the water in the road. It made me think of people using their windshield wipers while they're driving. People, I'm sure, under some circumstances, need to, when it's not raining, clean their windshield off due to something getting on there, and they will use the sprayer and clean their windshield off while in transit. And sure enough, you're the one behind them in your nice new clean car that you just washed the day before or that day, and this guy or gal decides it's a good idea to clean his windshield off while he's traveling on the freeway or on the road right in front of you. I think it's a bad practice. Nobody wants a full spray of water in their windshield while they're traveling, and then they've got to turn theirs on, and then there's a chain reaction down the line. Everyone's got to turn theirs on to clean off their windshield because one guy decided he needed to clean his off. I hope this sheriff gets on the freeway because I don't want to go slow anymore. Yep, he did. Now I'm currently in a lane that is going to be the transition from the 22 to the 5 and or the 57 freeway. This lane I'm in isn't an exit only. You can stay on the freeway or get off. The lane to my right, as you can see, has a bold line over there, and the yellow sign up above it right here you can see says only. So that one's exit only. The third lane to the right, where that gray Ford just passed, is an off-ramp only, an exits the freeway. People will use that lane to dart because it's moving pretty good. You can see a blue car about to pass. And that blue car has its blinker on now and is trying to get all the way over in the front of the line to bypass traffic here on the freeway for the transition. And people will use that lane to bypass people. The lane to my left is moving pretty good, and you'll see people will be using that lane to bypass all this traffic and try to get over up front. Right there where that green sign is, that's like the cutoff mark. If you haven't gotten over by that point, then you're really cutting people off and having to slow up traffic to get over. You might see a vehicle trying to do that while we move forward here. Cars will try a ways back there to, oh, here you go. The car is a white car right behind me who's getting over and forcing her way over. And I think it's another car. Yep. Nope. Thought that Porsche was going to try to do it too. Now you can see the left lane has forked off. There's this lane that is no man's land. And people will oftentimes utilize this lane to pull up and park and wait till that people let them in. And try to weasel their way in, and it's really annoying. I really don't like letting people over. It's like, look, you risked your opportunity to get in, to cut in front of all these people, and usually I won't let them in. I'm like, nope, we're gonna wait. I waited all the way back there. It only takes a couple more minutes to get by. Again, as aggressive of a driver as I can be, I like to still be respectful. If I'm going to try that maneuver, I'm only going to get over if there's a big enough gap. If I don't find a big enough gap, I'm not going to force my way over and cut people off. I'll have to just go straight. There is another option to get to where I'm going by going straight, but I've never had to do that. I've usually been fortunate enough where there's a big enough gap, but I'm still getting over way back there. I'm not getting over way up close. That's just not the way I roll. Now sometimes I used to take that exit lane only, that exits the freeway, and use that lane and risk it, and if I find a gap, I'll get over, and if I didn't, then I would just exit the freeway and take City Drive and take the side streets over to work. I prefer this route, so I will take the time in the traffic, which is moving okay now, and take the transition to the 57. But on this freeway, often I will see people even using the carpool lane with just one person in it. And people who use the carpool lane illegally drive me nuts too. Every once in a while, if there's a slow person traveling in the fast lane and I can't get around him but to use the carpool lane, every once in a while I might use the carpool lane just to pass him and then get back over. I'm not hanging out driving miles down the road in a carpool lane like I see a lot of people do.